today is called Njeri Migwi. She's the executive director of Usikimye. And the conversation today is how to identify and walk away from an abuser. How to identify and walk away from abuser. I started conversations on the top of the hour when I said that from November 25th to 10th of December, we're taking 16 days of activism. Yes, pardon me for that. And it's against gender violence, any form of sexual violence. And that's why today we were having the conversations we are having. Njeri, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
It's been a while.
Yes, it has.
Karibu sana. Get back to the microphone so that we can hear you better.
All right.
Thank you for that. Who is Njeri Migwi, for those who don't know you? And what is or who are Usikimye?
All right. Usikimye is an organization that works towards ending the prevalence of sexual and gender-based violence in Kenya. We do this through various programs that we run. And we also do this by advocacy, online advocacy, where we talk about things that have happened to people. Because when you just speak about data, when I just tell you 1 in 3 women have gone through or will go through, we are 3 women in this room. I can tell you for real, 1 in 3 of us, or even more, have gone through any form of GBV.
Yes.
Right? But we make it real because we humanize, we tell you stories.
So you bring it down and break it down to reality
and
for people to know the exact stats, and you put a face to it.
And I put a face to it. Okay, we don't really show the face.
Well, okay, when I mean
face,
I'm saying,
but you know,
put a voice to it.
Exactly.
Yes.
But yeah, we tell the stories of survivors. We also do rescue.
Okay. Yes.
We do. That means we do response.
Yes.
We do prevention. We do support. And we do the whole wheel of GBV.
Okay.
Everything that pertains and concerns that.
Now, on today's conversation, how to identify and walk away from an abuser. Who is an abuser in your opinion and in your experience? Who have you seen to be the abuser? And I know abusers come from different areas, different colors, shades, and even genders. So I will not be... Who is an abuser in your opinion?
An abuser is a perpetrator of GBV. And when I talk about GBV, I am talking about all forms of GBV, because we only consider GBV when we see somebody has either been physically assaulted or physical violence has been meted on their persons. But when we're looking at GBV, we're looking at the whole scope. So we're looking at emotional violence. So a person who perpetrates emotional violence is an abuser.
Yes.
Psychological violence, financial violence. We're looking at physical abuse, which is what is most common and what people look at. We're looking at people who perpetrate things like defilement and rape. So we're looking at rapists.
So the sexual abuse.
So that's the sexual part of the abuse.
Yes.
So we're looking at all forms of abuse that this person is perpetrating, and that's why it can be done by either gender.
Okay.
All right. However, and so let me not however it. Yes.
But it can be done by either gender.
Yeah. So what is abuse that doesn't look like abuse?
Emotional violence. Most people don't consider emotional violence to be violence. In fact, most people, when they tell you, like your friend comes in and tells you, somebody has been abusing me, insulting me, talking ill about myself, gaslighting me, provoking me, all these things, making me feel like I'm not worthy. All these things that we look at and you really can't say, because there is nothing physical or indicating that this person is going through.
We can't measure it.
So you can't.
Indicate.
There is no measure. There are no indicators. That tells you. Of course, the indicators. If you are somebody who is involved in this, you can tell because this person is suffering from low self-esteem.
But from the third party.
Yes, but but otherwise you can't tell because it's not really physical, right?
Yes.
This person has changed how they used to look at themselves. Could be bright. Could be, somebody used to wear makeup, and all of a sudden this has changed, and you're looking at this person, they look withdrawn, and all these things. So emotional abuse, most people cannot recognize it, and most people do not categorize it really as abuse. In fact, if somebody was to come and tell you, I want to leave my boyfriend or my husband because he's been emotionally violent to me, most people will tell them, stay. I mean, at least he's not beating you.
I've heard people say that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times, even if you go to your mom, they'll tell you, me, your father used to beat me.
That is nothing.
At least that's nothing. Vumilia. I mean, there's no big deal here. And so one of the things that I see, and emotional violence is a lot because we're looking at jealousy, possessiveness. We're looking at all these
control.
Things. Yes, coercive control. We're looking at things that, for us, sometimes when you're looking at it, somebody is coming to maybe somebody's coming to what do I say? Somebody's coming to the salon, to your workplace, and you think, oh my God, your husband, your boyfriend is so romantic. Your partner is so romantic. He comes
Not
to
knowing
pick
it's
you
an
up,
element of control.
knowing that this person is wants to know what's happening, where are you at any time.
So this you being picked up from the office is not genuine or romantic as it seems.
It's
not always.
not
I'm just
always.
saying you have to go leave me alone.
I know where you're going.
Of course, there are indicators where you can know that it's romantic, but we also need to realize, when does it stop being romantic and it becomes a place of control?
Yeah.
Where are you, baby? I am having lunch with my girls. Kidogo,
Anapia.
somebody appears.
FaceTime.
Hey,
Constantly.
why are you hanging out? I'm with my boys somewhere.
The woman has shown up.
The woman has shown up. You're like, what's going on? It ceases to be love because you no longer have ownership of yourself.
Yes.
Ownership of your own life. Yeah. Now all of a sudden you're this person who this other person is controlling.
Yes.
Yeah. When your partner can't trace you, they call everyone.
Oh yeah, I've had people say that.
They call everyone.
Even your own mother.
Yes.
And you're thinking like,
where is this person? Maybe you've just even disappeared for 1 hour.
you have not picked up for
You've
two.
not picked up calls. And then when you come maybe to your phone, you find like 50 missed calls. I see people saying it is not funny.
And
That's actually one of the red flags that you need to watch out for.
okay.
Yeah.
Before we get into red flags, there's something that you talked about, financial abuse. How does financial abuse look like?
A financial abuse presents itself in so many ways. And one of the ways that it presents itself is, one, the person that you're in a relationship with refusing for you to get a job.
Okay.
He wants you to, or she wants you to just stay at home.
Yes. Stay at home.
Where?
Okay.
And most of financial abuse mostly happens to women.
Yeah.
And older people.
Oh yeah, I've seen
Right?
the older people.
And elderly abuse, yeah. So this person does not want you to further your education so that you can get better opportunities. That is a form of financial abuse.
Okay.
Right? And I know you have, I've seen
After
the way
you've
you've
seen
looked
them
at it
like,
wait, what?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why would you not want somebody to get better opportunities to further themselves, to further their education, to become better people, right?
Yeah.
So that is a very good form of financial abuse if you look at it. Also, this person starts controlling your spending,
Okay.
how you spend money. Could be that even the money that he's giving is the money in the house. He's the person or she's the person that is leaving the money in this house.
Yes.
However, they control how the money is spent. All right. So you do not have any money. You have no money.
Okay.
You find that there are very people who live in the cusps of wealth, but they have no money of their own.
Yes.
And
See?
yes.
Yeah.
Have you all seen?
They're not
because they
liquid.
have no liquidity.
Yeah.
And it's not that they don't have liquidity, they're not allowed to.
They don't have access to it?
Yes, they have no access to this money. You are given, let's say, money is left for, if it's even left, you're done for shopping. All right. You're bought for clothes.
Yes.
You never have any liquid cash.
So what do you need the money for? I provide. That would be the argument.
Yeah, but that argument is null and void. You
Okay.
need money. You need money to even feel secure.
Yes.
At any point, there is security that comes with having little money. Even if it's 2,000, you don't have
Yes.
it. Even if we were to go, let's say, the three of us for drinks,
Yes.
somebody needs to cater for the bill.
You need
But
to also
all-
feel like I
yes,
have something.
like
in case
I'm bringing
yeah.
something on the table, but I
Yes.
can never cater for bills. And sometimes this goes all the way to you being denied access to your own account. The other way is people selling you land. This is your partner. You've bought an asset together. They liquidate it without your knowledge.
Yes.
Or they liquidate your bank account. We have a case. I was actually talking to a friend and she was telling me this husband, the wife got a pension, and when they were bringing this case to me, he went and he withdrew all the money that she got.
Guy.
Meaning he had access to her account.
They had a joint account. So he
I tell
withdrew
you
the
people,
money.
you don't listen.
Wait, she put the pension money in the joint account.
Well,
There are people, my password is your password. Our account is our account.
Yeah.
Your phone is my phone.
you see that thing? That one. So
Wow.
So some people take advantage
and
of that.
we've seen this a lot.
Wait, he withdrew all the pension.
All of
Karigo,
it.
why are you in pain? I can.
You
And
know
we're not
that's
talking
hard.
little
That's-
money.
Yes,
Pension,
'cause
you
pension-
know.
yeah, pension is not little money.
Pension is also what you've worked. It's yours. It's not
It's-
ours.
Yeah.
It's what I've worked
And actually, it was supposed to hit the account to go buy a couple of things
for. Yeah.
that were going to be income generating, so that even as
They stabilize going forward.
Oh my job.
Spice.
Are living, staying in abusive relationships, abusive friendships. You are being abused in your family, in your marriage, by your boyfriend, your girlfriend. And some of you are even abusing your own parents, you're abusing the elderly. Today we want to talk about how to identify and walk away from an abuser. 0719012600 is the number to call if you have a question or a query. Plug in, and of course you know our stream www.spicefm.co.ke. I'd like you to sit in and listen to what Njeri Migwi, the executive director of Usikimye, is talking about. Now when we talk about Njeri identifying what are those outright or those red flags that I need to check out, I'm like, I might be going through this.
Yeah.
You know, when you're talking, I'm like, oh, I got several aha moments. Now for someone who's seated at their home, how can they identify that particular abuser? Maybe they don't even realize they're in that situation.
Yeah, and also just give us like the subtle signs that we choose to ignore. Yeah.
The first immediate one that comes into my head is frequent lying.
Okay.
Lying. Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those things that we just, it really slips under the radar, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I think he just has a bad character.
yeah.
She just has a bad character.
This lying, like if I tell you I'm at SpiceFM, I'm at SpiceFM.
Yeah.
I have no reason to lie. There is nothing in me that should be making you feel uncomfortable. And you come and see frequently, this person is always telling you small things, they sleep. He said he was here, he wasn't. They're doing these things, they're not. That is one of the easiest red flags.
Okay.
Because there has to be honesty. You cannot be in a relationship. And I tell people, healthy relationships are honest relationships.
They are.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer. I know for somebody who's been divorced and all this, and as somebody who works with GBV, people think that I don't know, or I don't think they're healthy.
Yes.
I actually enjoy and I love seeing joy.
Yes.
You know, joy in relationships, there's something beautiful about it.
Yes.
It actually makes sense to you when you see so much darkness and sorrow. For me
Yeah.
to come and see, hey, you're in a nice relationship, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I'm also here to also remind people that healthy relationships have a look.
Yes.
And one of them, and you need to be really keen on, is lying.
Yeah.
Lying is a mark of, next marker is possessiveness.
Yes.
And, you know, especially women, we think it's romantic, it's nice.
He loves me.
He loves me.
He's into me.
He's so into me, he can't do without
me.
Like,
I'm his
wow.
world.
He's almost calling you on top of the hour, like you're the clock.
I know.
Right? You know,
And
he's-
that's crazy because isn't that some sort of love bombing?
yes, it is.
And love bombing is
Love.
abuse.
It is.
Yes.
Wow.
It is, because most times when somebody's love bombing you, they're doing it for a time and for a season to make you interested.
Yes.
And once they do,
That's it.
it's for like 3 months. I will frequently show up very fast. I'll tell you I love you, gifting, all these things so fast, so soon that you don't even know what to do with yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
You get
I'm
excited.
setting you up. Actually, it's a setup for failure. If you actually look at how love bombing ends, it doesn't end well. Yeah.
Or this is why you end up hearing women say that it was good. We
Yes.
did this. We
Yes.
traveled like God gives. What happened?
Character
Yes.
development.
And it wasn't character development. It
No.
wasn't love
And
bombing.
you see Kenyans, we like making fun of everything.
Yeah.
We like saying that we're being character. Why?
Sometimes it's not.
Like I did not learn how to character from all the things I've
I
gone through in
know,
life. I
I
need now
know.
to,
You did not go to
be
school?
character. I went to school.
I know.
I also went to the school of love.
Yeah.
I went to the school of hard knocks. I went to all these schools. I don't need to have love to character develop me.
Yes.
And I think that is something that we need to look out for.
Yeah.
And these things that we say, sometimes I'm like, hey, but I don't want to be the spoil spot.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
It's not funny. And already now we're looking at a relationship that's already, the foundation is already shaky because it's lies.
Yes.
Because how many lies does it take for this relationship to be already okay?
And many times we sweep them under the carpet.
Of course we do, because we want to be in a relationship.
We need to
We don't
be
want to be
wanted.
alone.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't want to be alone.
You don't want to be alone. That's a problem also.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that make us stay in bad relationships. And then do you know these people who, the second one I'm going to say is constant put downs,
Okay.
right? It's done so subtly. When it starts, you never notice, right? You're like, look at me. How do I look?
Uko true.
First inaanzanga,
Yeah.
So
can you change something?
can you change? Then it goes, can you
don't-
change something?
You don't think that dress is too short?
Yes.
Because that one, that's...
Kwanza, how does it? The
What
way
if it's too short? Jerry, what if it's too short?
there is, let me tell you, there is a way you tell somebody, but you tell them with love.
Yes.
I'm like, hey, my love, that dress and where you're going might not work. I think for today, let's not put it
That's
on.
much better.
Do you see the difference?
Yes.
Or wewe sasa unakaje na hiyo nguo fupi?
Unaonesha watu nini?
Unaonesha watu nini? Because have you seen your Kikuyu legs?
Why are you going there? I get what
No,
you're
I'm just saying.
No, I'm getting this. I'm saying
And so-
the moment someone goes there,
Yes.
stereotype,
Yes.
name calling,
Yes.
pointing out things that then you need to
Yes.
identify.
And already, by the way, you found me wearing these short dresses and you liked me with them. Then suddenly now you want to change me. I don't look good enough. Suddenly I gave birth. And now I'm not that beautiful girl that you married because now I've developed a tummy. Now all of a sudden you have problems with
Sisi
my
ndio
body.
tuko.
Sisi ndio tuko. East or west?
Do you know what?
Sisi ndio
I
tuko.
tell people, you sit with that confident. I'm bringing my tummy on the table, right?
Yes.
But there are not very many people who have that confidence.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when you get constantly put down, do you know what you develop?
I lose the first thing.
First of all, anxiety.
That's true. You're always scared, worried.
Because you've been put down so many
true.
times.
That's so
You no longer recognize yourself. So you have so much anxiety. And
You're
that's
very self-conscious.
very self-conscious, very unsure of yourself. I mean, we know this because we see it with so many of our friends.
Yes.
And sometimes that can actually lead to depression.
Yeah.
Right? And you also develop a lot of insecurity about how you are and how you look like and how you show up.
You talked about someone changing.
And that is
to change
actually an
themselves.
emotional manipulation.
Yes,
Just emotional abuse.
yes. I want to take it just slightly back because you talked about trying to change their partners.
Yes.
We have women who get into relationships and they want to change maybe the Alex, the Nebuchadnezzar to be a certain way.
Why?
Would that identify as a form of abuse?
It is because why are you changing him? Unless we are looking at bad habits like excessive drink, which, my friend, that should have been the first red flag. You should not have been in that relationship.
You should have
I'm also saying that you knew that the Alex was a party boy.
Yes.
You knew Brayo drinks like this and comes unamtoanga kwa mtaro. Now you decided to marry Brayo. Decided to get into a relationship with Brayo. Shouldn't that have been the first problem?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we walk into things with our eyes wide open and we think we have the ability to change people.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
You're
though.
not God.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not anything. I mean, look at God. He died for people and people are still peopling. So you cannot say that anybody has the ability. Change has to come from within.
Yes.
Even when you're looking at people who've been abused and they're your friends. And I think the last time I talked about it. And I said, you can't make somebody walk away from an abusive relationship.
Yes, I remember.
You can point them out to help. You can be there for them to support them, but you can't. It has to be a decision that you make.
Yeah.
So what? sorry.
Bless you.
When you're coming from these things, when you're walking into these relationships, as much as we see green flags, you also need to look out for red flags.
Okay.
As much as you're having that beautiful, wonderful teas in these hotels and in these places you go to make lovey-dovey things, can you also be conscious? How is this person when they're angry?
That's a huge one for me. I'm
Like-
telling you.
Yes.
Do you know how this person reacts in anger? You know how he reacts in love. You know how she reacts in
But
love.
you've never seen the other side.
Do you know her crazes and how they look like?
Is
and
it
how they
dangerous
show
when we
up?
don't get to see that? Because I've heard people say, this woman never gets angry. Imagine I've never seen this man angry. He's just perfect.
Anger is an
Close.
emotion.
He's
First
close or
of
she's close. Yeah. You've
First
heard of people say that.
What perfection is that? Me, I want to see you angry because I need to know how you react.
Exactly.
I need to know if you're
Because
psycho.
what if you react and then you slap me
Or you kill me.
or you kill me? Because these people that kill people are people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
They're our brothers.
They are our brothers.
friends.
They are with us,
They're
actually.
sisters.
Yeah. And we don't know.
Yeah.
How do you know? In fact, that for me is one of the most important things that you should discuss. What is the last place you get to? And what do you do? How do you react? Do you slap people?
Do you shout?
Do you shout? What is your reaction? What makes you go there?
What if you asked and they don't give you a solid answer? Because there are many people who, when you would ask, they would like to sugarcoat it or send a representation of themselves. Should I be worried, or how can I bring it out?
Can I test them?
Yeah, she likes testing. man.
Hey,
Can I test
and then
you?
if you test and you're beaten, my friend, you'll start looking for
I've
me.
already called you and Duchess. I'm like, you guys, I'm testing this man. If you don't hear from me for 24 hours, you know where
done.
to
But you know, parts of and signs of how somebody actually reacts are very easy to notice. How do
Okay.
these people treat people who they do not feel are in the same caliber as themselves?
So we need to look at those.
How do you treat watchmen?
Yeah.
You know, just small things.
Yeah.
How do you treat your house girl? How do you treat people who you think don't have anything to offer to you? that already tells you that, there's a time in life that comes and sometimes you have nothing to offer.
That's
Yes.
true.
That is how this person will treat you.
Yeah.
That's
Right?
true.
After they get used to you.
Yes.
And after you cannot put anything on the table.
Yes.
Where?
They will
Right?
turn on you.
Yes.
Wow.
Look at how people treat people.
Yeah.
Then you'll be able to.
Then you'll already begin to know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
What are the other signs?
An unwillingness to compromise.
Oh, they always want their way.
Yes, it's my way or the highway. Very subtle. I know these signs don't look like they much, but they're a lot. This person never wants to compromise. Look.
So we're always doing their things,
Yes.
but never mind.
Yes. That could be part of it. Also, they're not willing to change.
Oh.
They're very rigid.
Miukwa hivi.
Mkuwa hivi. Ni
Karibu, why you laugh?
I was born
ni
like
kama watu wa SDA na soya.
Yeah.
You know.
You can't
separate
same one them. So
right?
when they have that characteristic.
Oh Lord.
So you need to watch out.
So you're the one who's always over compromising.
So if you are seated at home and you realize that I never get my way, I'm always bending back.
You're the one who's
backwards.
always over compromising
Praising.
because you want this person to get their way.
That person is abusing
Right?
you emotionally.
Yes. And I'm telling you, people will tell you, oh, this is our relationship. No.
That's not how they are.
Relationships are 50-50.
Yeah.
Actually, but most of the time you find you're the one who's doing 90, they're doing 10.
So if I compromise this time, you'll compromise another time.
Yes, because we want to be agreeable.
Yes.
So I let's say, for example, I'll use the argument that has been on Facebook for some time.
Yeah.
Recliners are ugly.
Who brought up that? Is it you?
No.
Oh, it's La Patron.
Yes.
The one who started that story. I was like, girl,
Right?
why?
So, and you like recliners.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? And you want your recliners.
Yeah.
So I have compromised that you're going to have recliners in this house.
Yes.
So the next time, if I say I want let's say it's the girl who wants the recliners, and then the next time dude says he wants a 100 inches television, let him have it. You got your recliners,
Because
right?
yes.
So they
I
have-
don't like them, but I had them for
yes,
you.
but
So I
because
should allow you.
Exactly. So the next time you're doing a big thing, and then this person never involves you.
Where?
Right? They never involves you. Yani wewe unapatanga vitu zilifanyika. Yani you are as surprised as I am.
And you're in that relationship.
And you're in this relationship. So you're like, wait. I mean, you don't have to involve me in everything in your life because everybody has to have some things for themselves.
Yes.
Your boundaries, things around you, your time, your space. I know women don't like hearing this, but
Yes.
can we give people space?
Yes.
Please
Yeah.
stop breathing on people's necks.
Yeah.
Like me, please. I love space. Yeah.
And some of us women are all over out too much.
Yes. Sometimes we become too much. Can we also learn that it's also a form of control?
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Where you don't, you overlove. I don't know whether that's a correct word.
It's love bombing.
Where it's actually love.
Yes,
I'm
love
all over
bombing.
you. So please give people space. When as you even give people space, there is a necessity for, if you're in a relationship, for me to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're in a relationship.
True.
You are not out here buying cows and I'm not even aware.
Yeah.
And then you just say, I bought 15 cows. Ziko kwa
Yeah,
boma.
you're like, wait, what? And first of all, these things are being bought and you're not part of it and you're the one who's supposed to care for them.
Or you're told, babes, just sign here.
Hey,
There's something else.
you
I
don't
need you
even
to
know what you're
signing
signing
Yes.
for. That's a thing.
I see
And
women
that's
get in
actually-
trouble of that.
That's actually a lot of financial manipulation where you find that you're paying for loans you knew nothing about.
Okay, tell me about it.
Yeah? So, jealousy.
Wow.
Are you willing to talk about jealousy?
Wow.
Because we don't see it as a red flag. Sometimes we don't look at jealousy as a big thing.
We caught it that there's healthy jealousy
And
healthy
unhealthy.
jealousy. What do
Amma,
you
it's
thought
all
about that?
bad.
Jealousy is jealousy. There is no unhealthy or healthy jealousy. It's like saying, I love you. There's crazy love and regular love. No.
Love is love.
The minute you started adding things.
So there's nothing healthy about jealousy.
No,
it's
already,
jealousy.
It's jealousy.
Okay.
This person wants to know.
We are unlearning that today.
Yeah,
Where?
all this, yes. It's no. Because jealousy is a big, big red flag. Yes, it is.
But what if you're naturally a
naturally
jealous
what?
person? Naturally a
Can you
jealous
go report yourself?
These things that we love saying are natural, and these things that we love saying, oh, they happen to me.
Yeah.
They don't.
It's human. We say that.
There's not.
I was born like
There's
this.
envy,
Okay.
right? There's
Okay.
envy.
Okay.
But when envy gets to jealousy, tumeshapita.
Okay.
Envy is lying. Ay, manze, Kirigo's life is looking good. Manzi, I wish that was my life. But now I start feeling some. Now when I'm looking at you with eyes of,
Unataka kunimaliza.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm being
there's-
spiteful,
there's-
malicious.
let me give a good example. There's this lady who makes funny TikTok videos. Yeah, and she the one I watched lately, she put a black demo. I didn't even know such a thing existed, a black lemon. And then she said, "Nimeka demo ni roho chafu, roho dark black."
I know that. Yeah.
Roho black kama ya
The
sister yako
Somali
ile.
one.
So when I
Yeah.
start being roho black, to cross. We've
Yes.
crossed the boundaries. You get?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're joining in, we are the adults in the room. We're talking to Njeri Migwi, the executive director of Usikimye. The conversation today we're having, how to identify and walk away from an abuser. Have you identified some traits you have? Have you identified some traits you have seen in your relationships, in your associations, or you never realized it? Today's one of those days we're calling ourselves to a meeting. We're self-reflecting. We're doing what is called awareness search, where we need to get some things. As we end this year, can we clean up the dirt? Watu wa kamati ya roho chafu. And of those of you who've been saying,
Black
I
hats.
have a healthy, my jealousy is healthy. We've just discovered there's nothing like healthy jealousy or unhealthy.
And learn.
Yes. I would like you to just take a breather. Go get that glass of water. Go sip that tea. Then come back after this breather.
Spice.
Joining in, we're talking to Njeri Migwi, the executive director of Usikimye. And the conversation today is how to identify and walk away from an abuser. Allow me to pick this call. I see someone is already in the timeline. They'd like to speak to you.
Yeah.
Hello, Spice.
Hi,
Hi, darling. How are you?
I'm fine. And you?
Salama sana. Would you like to stay anonymous or would you like to share your name?
I would like to share my name.
What's your name and what's the question or query to Njeri?
My name is Elizabeth. I'm from Shomoroni.
Yes, thank you for making time to call us. What's your question for the day?
I was just greeting.
You're just?
I'm just greeting you.
Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate it. She actually had called for a round. Thank you and keep it spice. We have more on this conversation. Now, Njeri, when we've talked about how you can identify an abuser. Now, if there's someone who is in a relationship right now and they're trying to figure out, how can I walk away? How can I stop this? How can I change this narrative? And I know you have said, we can never tell someone what to, because at the end
Yeah.
of the day, change comes within.
Yeah.
But how is that journey for that person who's just identified and had an aha moment like, oh my God, I'm being emotionally abused by this man. Oh my God, this woman is love bombing me. Oh my God, and there's, because there are those that you say are subtle, and there are those that we know that you're being beaten, but there are those ones that you've just
That's no one
realized
really looks
that now there are many. And
Gaslighting, narcissism,
you've
all
spoken, and now someone is there, and they're wondering, how can I step away or change this particular cause that I am in or this relationship?
Yeah, and to add on to her question, mostly and particularly for women who have kids, because women say, oh my God.
I'm staying for the children.
Yeah.
Let's start with the first question, then we'll
Yeah.
do the next one.
But before I even go there, I want to just put this out there because this is
Yes.
such an uncomfortable thing that people don't like talking about.
Yes, go ahead.
And it's a red flag because remember what you talked about, healthy communication.
Yes.
Do you know these partners who lack emotional and behavioral skills to cope with difficult conversations?
Yes, they can't talk about them. They
like
don't
to
want
sweep things under the
Under the
carpet.
rug.
or
Yeah.
they disappear, then they show
So
up like
something
everything is okay.
happened.
Yeah.
And it's a big thing or it's a small thing and it's bothering you and it's affecting you. And I'm one of those people who used to be like that. And I had to learn healthier ways of communication.
Yes.
But I'm saying this because communication breakdown is the first part of relationships
Okay.
going awry, right?
Yes.
And so the lack of depth to hold an emotional conversation because it's either hurtful, so you'd rather not do it.
I don't want to deal with it.
It's something that is talking about maybe a character trait or something that you did and you don't want to own up, all these things. So instead you lash out or you sweep it under the carpet.
Oh, so you play defense.
Yes. So defensive, judgmental, all those things that we do.
Contempt, criticism.
Criticism, but you do not want to make sure. Or you run away.
Yeah, I've seen those ones.
I used to have an ex who used to do that.
Me too. Then show up on
Shindwe.
Sunday or Monday like
Also-
Jesus.
Also,
Like
you
he
don't
resurrected.
also not listening, not listening to when your partner. That's also part of that conversation. Not listening. So I tend to not listen to what you're saying as part of my defense. So I don't really hear you. So you don't feel heard in a relationship.
Okay.
You know how important those things are.
Yeah.
We tend to ignore them. I'm talking about this like it's in the start of a relationship, or even when you're in a relationship.
Yes.
You need to start observing these things, and if it is you, especially these ones of communication, work on it.
Okay.
Now, to go to your thing.
Yeah.
How do I walk away? How do I walk away?
I've noticed this is happening.
It could be emotional abuse, psychological, financial, whatever abuse you're going through. It could be physical.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, walking away is hard because we are looking at things like trauma bonding. We're looking at people who've lived together. You can't even imagine your life outside of this person.
Yeah.
And also you've normalized this is your situation. And also because Kenyans, unajua national anthem yetu ni ndoa ni kuvumilia. So, in fact, why
Wanaume ukwa hivyo, wanawake ukwa hivyo.
wanaume kwa hivyo, wanawake wanga hivi.
Hivyo.
So this becomes a very problematic thing for you to walk away. But I tell people, you need to walk away for yourself. You need to walk away because you need to be healthy. You yourself,
Yes.
right? You yourself need to be healthy. You yourself need to be in a place where you feel like you're validated, you're seen, and you're whole.
Yes.
So you need to ask yourself, am I the girl I used to be?
Yeah.
Do I see myself like that? Or have I changed, and what has changed? And are these changes good for me, for my mental well-being? Used to be fun, laughing, happy, outgoing, all these things. Sahi, you never hardly laugh. You're always sad. You are always angry. You have all these things, but you're like, but I'm in a relationship. I'm not alone. Miss ko alone Njeri.
Ama karigo.
You know?
Yes, we fear being alone.
Because we are so afraid of being. Why are you so afraid of yourself?
I think a lot of codependency comes to play.
Codependency is also a part of how you cope. You know, it's part of trauma.
Yeah.
You'd rather be with somebody than be alone. What's so wrong with being by yourself? Me, I love myself so much.
Akina mimi.
I'm very good with being alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had to learn.
But there are people who can't.
But
I don't say they can't.
They can't.
But they've programmed themselves to believe they can't because they are very dependent on others or that particular person.
Get a dog.
Or a cat.
No, cats are independent.
Oh.
But the cats are independent. They'll leave you. They'll
that's
stay with you and bounce.
That's true.
Get a dog. At least ukifika home, the dog is waiting for you at the door. He's very happy to see you. You know?
A cat will pass and disappear after some
Yeah.
time.
So get a dog. I mean, if you feel like you can't be alone, get a pet.
Yeah.
Get something to care for if you need to care for something. But you need to love yourself enough to want what is best for you.
Yeah.
But some of
And
these people
sometimes
are a
what
bit
is best for you
broken.
is not this toxic relationship. And that's
Yes.
why people like us are here.
Okay.
That's why when you're talking to your friend, recommend therapy.
Yeah.
I know this is something that we don't like, but recommend therapy. Therapy is healthy, it's important. Recommend things like self-care. And self-care doesn't mean going to a spa, because
That is the Kenyan version. We have a
Do you know
self-care. People want to go and do
sometimes
nails.
self-care is just you
That's
waking up in the
grooming.
morning and walking. Taking a walk for 30 minutes. Self-care sometimes is just you waking up 10 minutes earlier than usual and just doing breathing exercises. Self-care could be meditation.
Yeah.
Start finding who you are. Some of us don't even know who we are. Who are you outside of that relationship? Who are you outside of your friends? Who are you outside of your drinking?
Who are you if you're not Mrs. So-and-so?
Yes, who are
Or
you?
the husband to so-and-so?
Or mama so and so.
Who are you? Do you even know yourself? Because when you know yourself, then you put better demands on who you are and what you associate with and what
Absolutely.
kind of relationships you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
Absolutely.
first thing is knowing yourself. And when you know yourself, imagine you will not accept subpar treatment. You will not accept to be emotionally manipulated. You will not accept to be gaslit. I mean, if you're telling me I'm fat, I know I'm that girl.
Yeah.
You know, right?
Tell me
Imagine-
something else. Have a
Yeah,
mirror.
Like I know, and so I'm
Alafu.
fat, and so
Next.
Yeah.
Tadu. You know. But for me to come to be this person, I've had to learn who I am.
Yeah, okay.
I've had to learn all these things. If somebody is waking up in the morning and telling you you're a bag of bones and you're accepting it.
So what if you're slim? That's
So
you.
what?
You don't
And
need
you
to be
know, first of all, it
insulted.
starts with physical, and then it goes to intelligence.
Mental,
Mtu anakwambia,
yeah.
"Unaona vile
Verbal things.
unakuanga mjinga." All these things that people tell you that put you down. Why?
You've accepted
You've
it.
accepted it and you've normalized it, and that's how you start seeing yourself. Because you view yourself, you see, we are mirrors of each other.
Yeah.
So you view yourself on
Based
how this
on-
person
yes.
mirrors back to you. And so you start seeing yourself as a person. And this has to change. You have to find yourself, know yourself, take care of yourself, know your value, all right? And have self-worth. Once you do all these things, trust me, and learn how to communicate your needs.
Okay.
Because some of us, we are going through abuse, but we've never communicated our needs.
So this person doesn't know things. It's okay.
I think it's okay to treat you like that.
Or it's normal.
Right? But because it's normal to treat you like, because you accept it.
Should they say it from the onset? Because some people come into relationship with assumption that you assume what you saw at home would come into a relationship.
No.
Then you realize this one is also doing the same. He or she is treating you what they think. So should people learn to articulate it on the
Yes.
first go so that you know whether you're in or you're out?
That's why I said learn to communicate your needs. Learn to communicate your boundaries. Some of us have no boundaries. Our
That's
boundaries
true.
are so porous.
Some of us, they're requests. They're not
Hey,
boundaries.
Yes, learn your boundaries. Mimi, by the way, tukifika hapa, manze mse, it's out. I'm out. I'm out, Joe. You know, we need to learn how to communicate our boundaries. And that's why I said our healthy relationship is as good as its communication.
Yes.
Easy stories are silent treatment. Like
Kufura.
imagine you're not talking to each other for 3 weeks. How are you in a
How?
relationship? I mean, you have a better relationship with the kange of your matatu.
Because you're talking
Because
to them.
at least you talk to him on a stage. Ni how much? How are you living in a house with somebody you've not talked? me by them I like talking. So
Yeah.
imagine tutaongea tu.
Yeah.
You imagine wezi nifuria. How?
You will have to talk.
Yeah.
If you can't look for another
Learn to
avenue.
apologize.
That's a huge one because, many people just don't like to apologize.
Why?
Kenyan women say,
Kwani it changes you.
nikupakie blue band.
Ni kuongeza nyama.
Yeah.
Imagine learn to apologize. Imagine,
Utakula.
imagine an apology doesn't reduce anything from who you are.
Yeah.
Saying sorry and changing. Oh my God. I keep saying this. I think you've seen, I write a lot about it.
Yes.
An apology without change is manipulation.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Sorry. Ni kama we ni ambulance. But you don't change. You don't change. It's the same thing. So whatever I was complaining about, you said sorry and you think you've covered it. No. An apology without changes.
Manipulation. So how much time should we give, for example, this woman is seated, or this man thinking like, okay, fine, an apology without change is manipulation. And now the next apology, should I raise it to them like, hey, Njeri, you've been apologizing 10 times and you haven't, or should I give
Yes.
a time limit that?
No, you should
Yeah.
tell them.
So
Look,
that
babe,
they know that there'll be
and
some
again, I
consequences
say
to
it.
that.
These things we do in love, because I don't understand what these relationships all people have, but they have no love. Babe, hi.
Or they hate each other along the way.
Or you hate each other so much. Mpaka now all these things Njeri is talking about inaingilia hapa inatokea hapa. Babe, by the way, you know that thing you did yesterday? I wasn't pleased with it. How do you think we can handle this? Look at that. That easy.
Where?
You
Kenyan
have been
women.
straight to the point. And now, so what's the day forward?
Baby, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
did that. And I'm trying to change. Point it out the next time it happens. Nani amedai? Mama wa mtu?
Yeah.
Kuna mtu amedai?
No.
Bas, it's that simple.
So let's talk about the ladies who use the kids as an excuse.
Let me tell you, that's the worst excuse you can do. Because kids learn. How did you learn how to be loved?
Through my parents.
Good. So if your parents were fighting, what did you learn?
That's how love is supposed to be chaotic.
So what are you telling your kids when you're staying in a place where the mother is insulting the dad, the father is beating on the woman? What are you telling these children?
This is how it should be.
They pick up
And
the
what
wrong
do you
up.
think they're going to be as adults?
They'll
same.
mirror the same.
Exactly.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Exactly.
And that's crazy because as parents, we don't think about
Children.
the
We
children
don't
that
think they're important, they matter.
yeah. I used to tell my friend, she used to be abused by her baby daddy. I used to tell her, these kids are seeing, they'll never forget.
And also, they never forgive.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
You will
true.
find an adult who does not have a relationship with their mother or their father
you
because
know,
they saw their
That
mother.
was the ask for today.
You know, today, coincidentally, we usually have a segment called Ask the Adult. And we had a lady asking, she's realized, I don't know, is the daughter or the son?
the daughter.
The daughter has become very distant in the last couple of weeks because she witnessed the dad slapping her, beating her, and
they were arguing.
There was a confrontation. Let me
Yeah.
call it a
They
confrontation.
argued.
So from that time, it has just changed her in terms of behavior and all that.
She's not as bubbly to the father
So,
as she
in
used
your
to be.
opinion, how would someone approach this?
First
Going
of all,
from-
as parents, and that's why. Do you see the thing? Narrowing back to what? Communication. First of all, do not fight near your kids.
Yeah, we were saying that also the same. And we're
Okay?
always
First
saying
of all,
that.
you shouldn't be fighting. Forget even about fighting near your kids. You shouldn't be fighting. And also, you think that when you're taking these things to the bedroom, kids also don't notice tension.
Oh, yeah.
When you say, Njeri, can I talk to you in the bedroom?
And so the bedroom becomes a place of conflict. Actually, if you're in a relationship, keep your bedroom secret. Don't fight in your bedroom. Because, you should have resolved things before you get to the bedroom.
That's true.
Right? Let the bedroom be a place of serenity and peacemaking and praying.
The war room.
As the limbs are being horizontally entangled, all those things. Right? That is the place you should do those things.
Yes, yes.
But you see, we create tension. If me and you are not in a good place, imagine you will notice.
That's true.
You will pick on it. And kids pick on the most subtle of things. There is tension. There's a way we behave when daddy comes home. And you even teach the kids. Daddy akikam naenda kulala. Sawa? Because kunaweza kutokea vita.
Oh my
So
God.
the kid what do they associate with the father?
War, conflict,
When dad is
disagreement.
home, what happens?
Oh,
Ama
and-
when mommy comes home, like this.
And many people, that's why you see a lot of distance in some families.
Yes.
People who are talking, they are joyous. Then one parent shows up.
It's
Wananyamaza.
quiet. And then everybody starts one by one picking themselves up and leaving.
Yeah.
Right?
And all of a
That's
sudden you
sad.
think,
We-
yeah.
we
But it's
don't
happening in homes.
See
And that's
all these
sad.
things and how they reflect on our kids. You find a kid who is not bedwetting is not bedwetting.
Yeah.
And as a parent, unaanza kumchapa. Because us here, our solution is always violence. We don't even believe in emotional regulation.
Yeah.
If as an adult I am emotionally regulated, imagine it will also affect the kid. If I have dysregulation, so is the kid. So it's very important for us when we are doing these things to know that whatever we are doing, the kids are watching.
How can an adult regulate themselves or even regulate a child if they're listening to this conversation?
Gentleness and kindness. I don't beat my children. I
At
know.
all.
No. Why?
I even
And I know people hate to hear this, and I'm gonna say it. I'm a friend to my kids because the first friendship and the first relationship they ever have is with their parent.
But do you discipline
And that is
them?
how. Yes.
Okay.
Kwani who said discipline has to involve
I
fighting?
get discipline is not punishment or physical.
Exactly. That's it. And that is why people beat their wives. Because even as a child, when you did something, the
You were
first reaction
beaten.
was beating. So you're disciplining, right? That's how we look at it. I believe in gentle parenting. And
Wow.
gentle parenting works. And it's not that one that goes sit in the corner, no. We talk. First of all, I always ask myself this simple question. Does this child understand what I'm telling them
Or what they've done.
or what they've done?
Yeah.
No. So if no, why am I beating them?
like
You're not changing.
There's nothing we've changed.
Yeah.
Does this child understand what they've done? Yes. If yes, that means we can talk and understand each other.
Why this happened?
Why did you not do your homework? Because I came from school, I was tired. Okay. How can we do this better? Do you think you can be coming from school and taking a nap? And then at
Start
7,
at homework.
you sit down and do homework? Okay.
That's how you talk to them. So gently like
How
that.
about someone would say,
Yes.
someone have said,
Wow.
I've tried that approach because not all of us, like
It
adults.
doesn't work immediately.
Okay.
It has, habits are repeated
That's
Yeah.
true.
until they're learned.
So it took time for
It
you.
took time.
Yeah.
Right?
Because someone would say, I've tried. Do you know my Victor?
No,
Do you
your
know my
Victor-
my Jaden?
Even me,
Or Chantel?
I had to learn. We learn. And we learn along
So
the
it's
way.
something you relearned and learned along the way with the
Yes,
children.
along the way.
Okay.
I was
You
a-
were never
I
like
was
that.
a teenage parent.
Okay.
So that even makes it worse.
Okay.
So I didn't know. Because I didn't know. All right? But I learned along the way. I felt like this wasn't it. My dad, who raised me, never used to beat me.
Yeah, he's a good guy, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think in the time my dad was, maybe he beat me like 3 times. And then we figured a place where now we started talking. And so I learned along the way that we can talk. I cannot pummel you with fists and change anything. And sometimes it is your anger you're acting on that child.
You're
projecting.
You are projecting your anger on that child. We really need to think that sometimes, even as a parent, when my power has been dispossessed, let's say I am a victim of physical violence.
Yes.
Do you know who gets the brunt of it?
The children.
The children.
Yeah.
Because power has been taken here,
So
so
you
I
take
take the
power.
power
Your husband has taken it, so you need to take it from somewhere.
Exactly.
And maybe also your children go to school and do the same to
And
others.
then your children are the bullies of the school.
Yeah.
Because their power has been taken away at home. Or they are the children that are beaten upon.
Yeah.
Because
it
they've
can be done
learned
to suppress.
Oh,
yeah.
Right? So all these are things that we are looking at, people who are looking at themselves and saying, parents, I'm staying for the kids. All these are consequences. Subconsciously, these are the things you're teaching your children.
Wow.
Imagine, let me tell you, the most powerful thing in the world is love.
Yes.
Even when your child is there, dysregulated, is weeping and screaming and yelling the whole supermarket down, because that's where I see all parents getting embarrassed. Do you know what you do?
I'll yell with you.
Tunalala kwa floor.
Yeah.
Pamoja.
Me, I'll yell with you so that I'll yell the loud. You'll
And by
stop.
the way, they
Or
stop.
I'll leave you. Yeah, but then they stop.
Or I hold you. I hold you.
Me, I've
I
left
hold you.
mine. Then they followed me.
I hold you.
They're like, why?
Me, I will hold you like this, baby.
She never repeated it again.
Until unyamaze. Juu sitanunua anyway.
Yeah.
You see, because
Jerry
even me, I have
utapata
boundaries.
kashantel akulilie. That one can cry and you're holding.
I'm a mother of many children. Trust
Yeah.
me. I've been through it all.
Uh-huh.
I've seen it. And me?
You've gone through, and not all children are the same.
Yes, because every child is different.
Yes.
And so you have to know how to treat them differently. So there's a child you will walk away. Atabaki hapo akiscream the next 30 minutes and will not go.
Yes.
So
And
there's a
another
child
will follow.
that who will follow you.
Yeah.
There's a child that will have to lie down on the floor, because we are also living in a place where we also need to start understanding mental health.
Yeah.
And we need to understand our
So
children.
my child could be autistic.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And everything, all that noise, everything that has happened has made him get out of his element, and now he's screaming. We also need to have an understanding and patience. Let me tell you, these children did not ask to be born.
That's what
We
saying
made a
yesterday.
choice.
Yeah.
We consciously made a choice to have a child. Okay? And once you decided to have a child, you didn't abort this child. Can you be a good parent?
Yeah.
And we are not living in the ages of dark ages. We are
Yeah.
living in a place where the information you need to become a better parent is here.
You can always
Me, in
change.
fact, I think, wachana hivyo mnaendanga sijui premarital. People should go for classes for parenting.
I agree, by the way.
Because if
I
you
think many institutions and churches should start talking about that. You're doing premarital, you're telling these people, we forget about parenting.
parenting is so
Yeah.
important.
Because not all of them are
And
ready to be fathers and
if
mothers.
you go back to now again, where we start talking about red flags in relationship, when you're sitting with this person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, this person that you're going to have over 20,000 meals together with, the first face you see when you wake up,
365 days in a year.
yes, for
Jehovah.
50 years. If you start thinking like that, then you will start having important conversations.
That's true.
Like, how many children should we have? Do we even want children?
Yeah. That's a huge one.
These are such important things. Before you start identifying an abuser, did you even have these conversations? What religion are we going to follow? So you're Catholic, I'm atheist. Do we have somewhere?
Or you just fell in
Are these
love.
children fell in love? How? You can always fall out.
We've had people tell us, we will think along the way.
No. These decisions should be made before you go somewhere there and calling us to dance around. You know? Make these decisions.
Hold that thought. I need you to come back and let's have a conversation about that, because some of you have attached ourselves to the abusers in our lives.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the long run, you want others to come into
Yeah.
play, yet you are the only one. Plug into this conversation through our social media handles, SpiceFM KE on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You could also call in if you have a question, 0719 012 600. You know, when Jerry is around, gems are flying around.
Spice.
A conversation with Njeri Migwi, the executive director of Usikimye. The conversation today is how to identify and walk away from an abuser.
I want us to talk about Stockholm.
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 It's named after a city.
Yes. What does it look like? Please break it down for us, because I've realized very many people are experiencing this, and I don't know. They think they are bonding.
Are you asking for a friend?
No.
Okay.
No.
Even if you're asking for a friend, it's okay. First of all, we no longer call it Stockholm Syndrome.
Okay.
It's now called trauma bonding, because you get bonded to your abuser. Because that's what really happened in that incident that happened in Stockholm many, many, many years ago.
And that's why it was named after it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because this girl was kidnapped and taken into somewhere, and when she was rescued, she did not want to leave her abuser.
Okay.
And it didn't make sense to anyone. Like, this is your kidnapper, this is your abuser, why are you not living? It never makes sense when you're outside looking in, right?
Yeah, it never.
But when you're inside, this is the thing. The idea of, and most of the time we look at Stockholm Syndrome when you're looking at your friend or you're looking at a situation where you're like, why doesn't this person leave?
She's being beaten, she's been abused.
Exactly.
He's been abused, his dad.
Why is he still in this bad relationship?
Yes.
First of all, you do learn that if you're in an abusive relationship, you tend to see yourself from the eyes of an abuser.
Okay.
And not from you.
Because
you lost yourself somewhere along the way.
Because of that mirror effect.
Yes. You got devalued, you got debased, and you normalize this as who you are. And you actually, when these people get away from this relationship, they miss their abusers.
What?
Not that they miss what happened to them. It's after therapy and counseling that you start realizing, I'd actually put down a few notes.
Yes.
Because me, I like writing down things.
Yes.
So, remember love bombing?
Yes.
Many relationships start with what? A shower of kindness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you can't slap me and I will stay in a relationship with you, right? You need to have
There's a past history.
Yes, so there's a past history of kindness, of love, of joy, of all these things that happened to you that made this relationship work, right?
Yes.
And so you walked into this relationship, and so what happens? See, you start forming a bond with this person,
Yes.
which is a bond of love.
Yeah.
And you develop this thing into a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So, of course, all the relationship starts with love, kindness, all these things that make us happy.
The good things.
So, abuse always catches you by surprise. It's not something that you expected. When you are walking into a relationship expecting to be beaten, you walk into a relationship expecting to be treated with a measure of kindness and everything else, and happily ever after. And then, most of the time, nikikugonga, ama when I do something to you, what do?
I say I'm sorry.
And gift you also.
Exactly. Now you're coming to where we are looking
That's,
for.
I sandwich it with the love that you know.
I take you on a helicopter and propose to you.
I tell you, it is you. It wasn't me.
Mm,
You made me
We
do
even
this.
break the internet. Kumbe nilikuwa nakupiga. Jesus.
That's why sometimes when you look at those relationships and then you're like, but like,
We thought.
I posted a lady, she's 63. She was killed by her husband
Oh, sorry. That's
of
sad.
46 years.
Kenyan.
Yes. She was it too.
Jehovah.
She actually posted down the day of ending abuse and violence against women.
Yes.
And people were surprised because she hid it very well.
For 46
So
years.
nobody knew until he killed her. And do you know how many people came into those comments to justify her dying?
Excuse me?
Yeah, but we do that a lot.
Wait, what do you mean justify her dying? Saying that she should have died?
No, like she must have done something
Something
to
wrong.
have caused him to.
Oh my God.
That's
Or
justifying.
triggered it.
And wanting to know the other side of the story.
Which
Of
is
course,
usually nonsense,
usually say
by the way.
there are two sides to this
Yeah.
story.
We
Yes,
need to
so we
hear
want
the
to hear
other
the other side. You're already justifying the reason this thing happened to this person.
Murder
So-
should not be justified.
She covered it. As I said, this abuse always comes to you as a surprise. And they will apologize. And then after that, it becomes manipulation. So this person is being changed, it's being formatted. It's being reformatted to something else. Na kuchapa, na kuapologize here.
Na kuchapa
And then
na kupenda.
I'm nice to you.
Yes. So, and quote unquote, it's love.
Yes, so you start relating, hata akinichapa.
Atanifanyia
So
kitu
actually
poa.
abuse has a way it goes. There is the tension stage, then there is the actual, violence, and then there is the honeymoon stage. So, unasengine na depending when you're telling this person to leave, which stage are they in the abuse cycle?
Okay.
If I'm in the good stage where I'm being bought gifts, I'm being apologized,
They don't
and
understand.
this person is showing up in all ways.
They'll tell you, I'd rather cry in my German machine
Where?
than XYZ. So they're in that honeymoon stage.
Yes, so they're in that honeymoon stage. So it's a cyclical nature. So the abuser is very aware. When they abuse you, it's easier now to get this person when they're going in the process of
Because
abuse.
now they can pop. It's like a puppet.
Yes. So they've been manipulated. So this thing is very cyclical. That's why it's called trauma bonding. Because you're being bonded and you start realizing this is how it works. You even know the tension. The tension stage is where things have not hit the roof, but there's tension. You know something is about to happen.
Yes.
All right? So the tension stage is also a very good stage for this person to walk away from the abuse. But the honeymoon stage, you can never get this person out. Wow. So it is for this person to realize which stage are we. So the stage of the flowers, the stage of the apologies, the stage of I'm sorry baby, I will not repeat this. I'm sorry, kwetu tunakuanga na anger issues. I'm sorry.
Ni
shetani. He got over me. I'm sorry, our tribe, we do this. We make all sorts of excuses for abuse. Yeah. And also, we also need to realize that we have a society that is very, very pro staying.
Yeah. To someone who's listening, as we wind up this conversation, and we're talking about this society, how can they try and overcome the perception or the beliefs of society?
You must want to come out. I'm actually going to say you must. There are so many numerous helplines out here, numerous ways in which you can get help.
Yes, there are.
And numerous places you can get support. Right?
Yes.
Talk to us. 1195, the government hotline.
Yeah.
All right. 1190.
I'm always saying this, people think I'm crazy. Today you're hearing the whole executive director of Usikimye. I'm always pushing these numbers.
1190.
1190, 1195. They are
0800 000 That's
They're
our
legit.
number.
And they work.
And our numbers work.
Yeah.
Yes, that
I will
they
talk
work.
about ours.
Say
Ours
your-
work,
say
and
your
ours
number
is
again.
0800. Our number is so easy. 0800 000 999.
0800 000. Can you go type that? 0800 000 999. And how
And
can someone
there are
reach you?
therapists at the end of that line.
Yes.
So it's not even at it's just a
Are
random
they toll
person.
free numbers?
They're toll free.
They're
So
really
you don't even
toll-free?
have to pay.
Yes.
0800 999
0800 000 999.
000
Yeah, that's
Good.
simple.
As we end this conversation, what would be your parting shot to anyone who is an abusive relationship or can identify an abuser? Or has identified, pardon me.
Love yourself enough to walk away. Love your children enough not to expose them to abuse. Love yourself enough that you want better for yourself. Because let me tell you, we've seen women come to the safe house and actually become psychotic because of the abuse they went through. Don't get to that place. Also, that's not what you want to teach your children.
Yes, that's not.
Right?
Yes.
And to people who are about to enter into a relationship, I will repeat this. See him angry.
Or see her.
See her angry. See them drunk.
Where? Kwanza, that one for kulewa is very important.
See them sick. You also need to know how people react into all this situation, because stress changes people.
Yes,
That's
that's true.
And when you see them in that situation, is it something that you're willing to live with? Is it something you're willing to cope with? How much of yourself are you willing to compromise because you want to be in a marriage or a relationship?
You don't want to be alone.
Or do you want to be hiding in bars? Or staying late at work because you're so afraid to go home because home is not a safe place?
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you to everyone who plugged into the conversation. You heard the numbers. Remember, you can reach Usikimye on all social media platforms or look for Njeri Migwi. On behalf of SpiceFM, the adults in the room, our producer Mumbi Njoroge, Curry Gogotere,
Yes.
and I, the Duchess, is Olomani. It is good night. God bless you.
Mwah.
Remember, tomorrow is another day. It is Friday. Friday.
Yeah,
I'll end by
yeah.
saying Happy New Month. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place. God bless you, darling. Mwah.
Mwah.
Spice.